So if you guys don't already know, Thursday we're gonna have a special guest again. It's in 2 days for those of you that don't know, and it's amazing. I think you're gonna really enjoy it. And then we should also have another guest the week after, and ideally a week after. So we're gonna have a lot of fun with some cool people showing up on the stream from the Fire Emblem Heroes community. On my YouTube, you basically see my first podcast with Dire Thunder. Let's begin. I'm gonna pause it on every single hero just to give like a small first impression, other than Ephraim himself. So when I see Ephraim, I'll give him a detailed analysis, but every other hero I'll kind of say like okay or, you know, not okay. And at the end I'll give you an impression on whether you should be pulling or not on the banner, or like what colors you should target. So let's do it. Fire Emblem Heroes. A new legendary hero joins the battle. Music's pretty good though.
I will fight to bring peace to this world, and for your sake too.
Anyways, Ephraim. You know what I think is actually really funny here? Radiant Dawn Ike is voiced by Greg Chun, and Ephraim is voiced by Greg Chun. So all that happened here was literally two legendary heroes back to back, and their only voice actor that they have on Intelligent Systems working right now is Greg Chun. He is the legendary voice actor at this point. Omega lol. Okay, what's cool here is that he is actually a Blue Lance Cavalier unit, and that slot, maybe not Cavalier like an actual spear user, that slot, Blue Cavalier, is pretty bloated right now. You have Olwen, you have Reinhardt. I can't believe I said Olwen. Okay, you have Olwen, you have Reinhardt, you have DLC, sorry, I mean Camus. You have Perry, who's pretty good, believe it or not. You have Oscar, who's pretty good as well. You have who else? There was recently, oh yeah, La Rochelle as well. She's really good as well. So you have a really bloated like blue pool right now. Anyways, let's look at his skills. Alright, so he comes with Soul. So at this point you might as well just spam Omega Lol, because Soul is literally like nobody uses the skill. However, then you can actually look at his B skill, which is called Solar Brace. And Solar Brace seems pretty interesting, and I like how they put in brackets it stacks with Soul, because it's like trying to encourage players to use Soul, but come on, nobody's gonna use Soul. Like, get out of here. I feel like you're probably better off just using something else than Soul. Maybe like Noontime if you want to be like the true healer or something. Yeah, so Sturdy Stance, this is new for him, and new like in the game as a new skill, but I don't really feel like Sturdy Stance is that great of a skill. But the thing is, he can't really use Bratz because he's on as a horse, so we know that Sturdy Stance is okay, but maybe not the best skill, because it's actually on Shiro's Bright Naginata, and that means like it's okay, but usually you want to stack like defense, and maybe he wants to run like Bonfire and just heal off the defensive bonuses he gets. Like I don't know the math off the top of my head. I'm just kind of like theory crafting what might work here. Are we gonna do Noontime to heal like a lot? Are we gonna do Bonfire to scale off that healing off of Bonfire? Because Solar Brace is going to heal off 30% of the damage, right? Or maybe use Ignis for Big Nuke and heal a lot. So I don't know the math behind this, but somebody's definitely going to do it somewhere, and just look out for that math. Maybe I'll let you guys know once I find it, but I feel like Solar Brace is actually a pretty cool ability, so Ephraim definitely is unique here as the Blue Cavalier unit. I don't know his stats yet, but I've read around that people are suspecting that he is definitely going to be running like Zygarde stats, and so that means he's going to be really bulky defensively, which makes sense. Maybe like lowish speed or middling speed, and his attack stat's going to be really high, which makes total sense for Ephraim. And as a result of his attack stat being so high, he's going to scale with his healing really well. As for the actual Flame Signet, grants attack 3, which makes him the second legendary weapon to actually have a 19 attack legendary weapon. The only other person who had this was Mia, but Mia's is just a Wodao. He gets something a little bit more unique here, which is, as long as there's units surrounding him, that's like canon. It's like the Ephraim style is to be surrounded and fight everybody. So I guess if he's surrounded by more than like if there's more enemies than there are allies around him, he's just basically going to double everything, so his speed won't matter too much. And then there's no HP threshold here, which is kind of cool. It seems like this isn't like a Brave effect, because it says you make a follow-up attack instead of like the double attack. I forgot what the wording is, but you guys, this isn't. It seems like the Sigmund Refined, the other one. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I can't wait to see this guy like solo armies or something. Is he worth pulling for it? Just looking at it like this, I'm not too sure yet until we look at stats. But he's definitely unique, and that's something to consider. Plus the blessing. Nice animation.
Yield or perish.
Lol Walter. my immersion. Alright, I predicted Jafar. It was either this or Mist. So Jafar's actually pretty good, guys. I don't know why people do sleep on him, but for a colorless unit, you definitely shouldn't be disappointed by pulling Jafar. At worst case scenario, you can fodder him off for Life and Death 3, which isn't as great anymore, but he's still definitely really good because of his Refine, which makes sure that mage, like tome users can't counterattack on him. So you can definitely attack things for free and create some pretty crazy combos. People sleep on daggers, and I feel like Jafar needs a little more love than that. Fastest bow archer in the game. Pretty decent attack. Better than Setsuna. Comes with defense play. Also not a bad colorless. This is awesome. Definitely why you want to be pulling blue. Lol. You guys don't expect me to pause for Summer Leo, right? I'm not pausing for Summer Leo. We're just gonna skip that one. Brave Ike, self-explanatory. You had better odds of pulling Brave Ike on the Hero Fest though, so I hope you like the other two greens, because if you're sniping for Brave Ike, this isn't gonna be a good idea for that. Performing Arts Olivia, solid colorless. Answer. Dorcas, great. Infantry Pulse, worse. Mia's awesome. Shiro is pretty good as well. Gunthra, yeah. And that guy. 8%, we already are used to this. Mathematically, it's pretty good. So we know that, just looking at this, that it's going to last another 5-ish days, I think. 3, 4, yeah, 4 to 5-ish days. Looks like 5 to me, which is the same as all the other Legendary Hero banners. And from what I see from the units we have here, you basically want to be pulling on the blue or the green colors, because they have the most amount of fodder or the highest quality units here, especially blue. So on the blue we have Ephraim, who's unique, comes with a blessing at the worst case. He doesn't really have much to fodder, it seems like, other than sturdy stance, and that seems questionable. Summercorn's amazing. I use Summercorn in like so many Grand Hero battles, like every single Grand Hero battle. Great choice there. If you're pulling for blue, you should be really happy with Summercorn. But even if you don't get Summercorn, the other blues, being Ephraim and Shiro, are all super high quality as well. Like Defense Tactic is going to open up so many doors for making team comps, even if you don't use Shiro. But if you use Shiro, he's basically like a different kind of Lucas. It's not exactly the same, but he's great. And I think his weapon is definitely awesome with built-in sturdy stance. But yeah, Summercorn is the highlight of this. I think blues are super important, especially for mage color, with Zelgius and Ira being in the meta. For green, obviously you just have, again, super high quality premium fodder there. You have Steady Breath from Bike, you have Infantry Pulse or Fear Stance from Dorcas, or even Quick Repose 3. Like, Dorcas is like, he is on the level of Klein when it comes to foddering. And if you don't, he's still great as a unit. And then your third green, which is Gunthra. Again, we've already had Gunthra 2 times now, so not that Fortress Res is that good on A slot, but at least Res play is pretty good. And as a green Cavalier, I feel like she is most likely the best with Inheritance, and the fact that she's the legendary hero herself means that you can create team comps around her, like a full horse team with Wind Blessing. It's going to be pretty nutty. She's the fastest green Cavalier, so she's also the best, you know, Grand Blade Mage if you want to do that. Or Blizzard with Chilling Seal is nuts. I've died to that plenty of times. Red, unfortunately, I would not recommend it. It is really unfortunate that we have Mia sharing with Legendary Ike and Summer Leo, and all we have running for Summer Leo is attack play. That's his only fodder. That's not that great. Legendary Ike does have Warding Breath. Most people prefer Steady Breath over Warding Breath, but Warding Breath can work. He has Defense Tactic as well, and he has Earth Blessing, so he's not that bad as red. But unfortunately, we're all getting him for free, so he's not that special either. It's not like you'd probably be wasting orbs when you could just roll blue, get Defense Tactic from Shiro. Like, there's 2 options here for getting Defense Tactic. And as Mia, she does have Flashing Blade unique to her, but she's also a great quality unit. So yeah, colorless, also a pretty good option. You have PA Olivia, which has this in defense. Then you have Jafar with Life and Death. And you have Summer Guys with defense play. All 3 of those colorless are pretty good, so you shouldn't feel too bad about pulling for them. And if you don't have a single copy of them, getting a single copy of them is pretty good. And that's pretty much it. I mean, that's your legendary banner. whether you should be pulling on it or not is my stance that I've always said on every single legendary banner, so forth, is yeah, do it. It is good. It is good value for your orbs. Mathematically speaking, it should be about 40 orbs if you pull on all colors for a 5-star. And that's pretty good. So if you pull all 5 colors, which the only real bad color is red, but it's not even that bad, you will get pretty good value out of your orbs. If you end up just pulling like 2 colors, maybe if you just choose blue and green, for instance, you might end up spending about 50-ish orbs per 5-star, which isn't that bad. I do have this analysis here. We can look at it. It seems like if you're trying to snipe, you're gonna have a bad time, right? As you can see, red, 145 orbs for median, 200 orbs, 191, 170, 188 orbs, right? This is usually what you can expect out of legendary banners when you're trying to snipe. So they're not that good. They're definitely not that good. Don't snipe on legendary banners, guys. It's never gonna, you're gonna end up pretty upset. In the worst case scenarios, 1 in 10 people, 450 orbs, 430 orbs, 384, 422. Like for example, if you really wanted to snipe for Summer Corn, if you're 1 in 10 people that snipe for Summer Corn, it could take you 428 orbs. So be ready to accept the fact that if you get Shiro or Ephraim every like 64 orbs, you'll be okay. But yeah, it's sniping is never what I recommend. It's always value. It's always about how many 5-stars you get and what you can do with those 5-stars here. So green and blue both have pretty good odds when it comes to how many orbs per unit. If you look at it, blue has 64 orbs and green has 57 orbs, which means that if you're trying to get 5-stars from red, it's not so good, but if you get them from green or blue, blue is equal to colorless and green is the best when it comes to pulling their orbs. So I recommend you choose maybe 2 colors so you can save a little bit of orbs on every circle. If you like all units, if you're new to the game, just pull all 5. That's my recommendation right away. If you're kind of like experienced, you're just kind of targeting the best quality stuff, then go for green and blue with maybe red being the 3rd one. And just hope you don't get severely ill. Okay, that pretty much ends my analysis then. Thanks for listening, dudes.